night I was stretching my mind to figure out how I was going to make the front, and this is what I've come up with so far, just with some masking tape or duct tape to hold it together. But I'm going to figure out the door part a little bit later. But at least against these beams I can put the mesh on the inside that I want to put the paste on, so to start creating the wall inside. It's quite a challenge to get everything super straight, so I'm just cutting slots, and then with finer wire I'll be mending these bending points here and tying them against the bamboo. Alright, I've almost got all the netting, the steel netting in place. You see those green little plastic ties, plastic and steel ties. Yeah, so it's all in place just about. I just need to fix up a corner here, and then I can put the mosquito netting on. Yabba dabba doo. Alright, so I've got all the mesh finished in this thing, and I'm just testing out the decorations, putting the stucco on the outside as well. So I scored these little bamboo sticks there, and you just put them into the stucco, and that's it. Looking pretty good. I'm going to give it another layer anyway. This is just to bond the mosquito net with the steel wire behind it. So once this dries up, if you just film that, it becomes as hard as this, and you got a wall, and with a wall you can work on it and thicken it up. So the technique I've found with this is not to worry about whether there's any air gaps in the first layer. Just get it on, and when I come over with another layer later, then I'll fix all of that. And if you swing the camera in here, this has had a second layer, and you can see all the mosquito net has disappeared and the steel wire, and it's nice and hard. So accomplishing what I was trying to do. Inside, if we come in here, look your head, I've been putting a second layer of stucco on, so making progress, seeming more like a room now than it just had the netting there. I had to experiment, because when I put the tarp that I just purchased on top, it was sagging after this thing here, and I was just thinking when it rains heavy it's going to just put weight on the roof. So I'm going to be using every 25 or 30 centimeters, one of these arches, and then connect them maybe with a rod in the middle here across, just a thin rod, and then I cut a little piece in the end here so it'll sit against that railing, and then on top of it I'm going to have this plastic netting here. It's very tough and fairly sturdy, so once that's sitting over all the bamboo there and up over the roof arch, then it should hold the tarp away from the actual structure itself, so that should make the water run straight off. So what I did here to tie them on was just drill a hole through the bamboo and use some steel wire, in Spanish called alambre dulce, and then I tied them to the other cross plank there, and just bent the end down so the tarp won't get ripped. Alright, now I've got the netting in place using zip ties, and it's ready to have the tarp basically pulled over it. Stuccoing away here. I'm about 70% finished with the second layer, and I believe that should do the trick. It's pretty tough even the first layer, but once you get a second layer on, it's strong enough to keep steam in and even lean back at it if you're sitting on a bench here. So going well. Bit of stucco here on one side and another little bit down there, and then I cut a piece of thin bamboo to fit that length. Later on I'm going to put some more around here and then down the bottom, and then I do some longer bits for that. A lot of these bamboos, they curve, so it's best not to take two long pieces in one hit. Alright, with the help of a lot of bamboo sticks, I've been putting boards and planks in place to fill in the gaps here on the back wall. A little bit of MacIver. There's no instruction book for making one of these, so you find solutions as you go along. It's seen from the inside. Just putting the bamboo sticks up against the blocks, put some pressure on the boards, and now I'll go and mix some concrete and fill the gaps. Alright, I'm just putting the last row of blocks in, and I've cut the corner on both ends there, so we'll see if this will go over the barrier here, rebar. A bit tight, I'm going to push the ceiling up at the same time here. But yep, there it goes, there we go. And with the little wriggle, get it lined up. Alright, so I got the whole back sealed up here and on the inside. So now I officially have a wall. And we have light in the hut. I've got all the electricity there, just need to dig it into the ground. That's it, up to the switch. Right there. Alright, so I've come up with an idea how to make a door, a very simple design. Hopefully it'll work. I'm going to take some of the leftover roof tarp, which is like a rubbery type material, and then at the bottom of that there's going to be like a piece of rebar or something glued in and rolled up a bit, so that'll hang down the bottom here in the doorway and create some weight. And then up the top, when I'm in the hut, I can roll it up and throw it in these hooks, and they're going to sit up here with the tarp in behind it. So I screw the tarp on like that, and it comes down with my middle fingers all the way down, but when I want to get out, I roll it up and just throw it over the hooks. And so this is the new door mechanism that'll be glued against the ceiling here, and the same on the other side obviously. Got my dog here. Anyway, I'm stuccoing the back wall. It's going to look quite nice. So instead of pagnetta, this seems to be a much easier option, and it'll match the rest. Once it dries, it'll have the same color. Okay, so the hut needs a roof with cana on it. So this is the idea I've come up with. This is like 320 centimeters wide, cut into pieces with hinges, so it can bow along the roof as it goes over. And the cross sticks are these sticks here that I obtained today. So about 3 meters going the other way, there's going to be cross sticks every 25 centimeters. And then the cana will be nailed onto these. Alright, so I've lined up these planks with the hinges in them, and the cross wood's going to go on there. So I'm weighing it down with some blocks, so when I start banging these cross planks on, shit's not going to move around. I've got them spaced 65 centimeters between each other there, so that should be the same all the way across, down the bottom, up the top. And when it's lifted on the roof, it's going to sit in on the roof a little bit, but the cross planks is what takes the cana out over the edges. Alright, with instructions from a guy who lays cana for a living, he's shown me how to put it on. You fold one side in like that, so the water will stay under there. Just fold it over, give it a little squeeze. You slide the other cana up here next to that other one, because I've already done the first row, and then this cana holds that bend in place there. So I'll whack the second nail in here. And then I repeat the process. I fold that part, grab another cana, and you have the hollow side up. Alright, put that one there, grab a nail, and whack that in. Alright, got the last cana to put on these cross planks. The only canas I need to put on now. A little idea I have about making a center column going the other way, because this is only for aesthetics anyway. On the hut, it's got the tarp, as you can see over there. Alright, just got some more cana, and just about to hook into putting it on, but enjoying a guava, or guayaba as they say in Spanish, straight off the tree here. Alright, so I've got this idea about how to make the ridge of the hut. So I've got the cana going out to the side. So what I'm doing here is I'm drilling holes into the cana, and I'm making the sticks like 20-25 centimeters long, and then I take a zip tie and just zip it together. I only had this size zip tie, so I'm actually doing a double here. And then put the zip tie in, and good to go. And a big snake. This is going to be the ridge. It's about 3.5 meters long right now, and that ridge will be sitting in here in the middle, going from front to back the other way. Alright, what I've done, I've disconnected the joints in the middle, in the hinges, and 3 people we were lifting that half onto the cana hut to start with, and you can now see how it's sitting. And there's the hinge. I've got the pins in my pocket. There's 4 connection points. So the plan is to get the other half up, meeting it now, and then somehow from a ladder get over there, lean in and connect these pins, and then it's hooked together. Yeah, so far so good. Alright, it's on the roof and I've got the hinges in. Just push the pins in from both sides, 2 planks, so that's all in place. Alright, I've got the roof on, got the wig on the head, so to speak. Alright, so I'm just doing the final little touches on the hut before I test it out. One of the things I want is the tarp to disappear visually, but I also got to get it functioning well in terms of leading the water away from the hut itself. So got some small nails today here, working a couple. Alright, I've finished tidying up the tarp underneath the cana there, so now it's pretty much complete. I just need to do a little bit more stucco on the back wall, but it's all ready for operation. Very pleased with the outcome. Now we got to see if it works. Right here where I'm going to throw the hot rocks into the hut, I've made this lid and I've put some tarp material, same material as up here around the edges, just nailed it on. So when I put it in, it can seal and keep the steam in there, just like that. Alright, so today I took delivery of this square box, which is like a boiler, like a tea kettle, except you can put a lot more water in it. So I've got it about halfway filled up, and a tube made of aluminum going into the back little door there, and I epoxied that onto the back so it'll just hold it to hopefully blow steam into the steam hut. Alright, already a smiley face made here, so there must be steamy in there. Alright, you can see it's very steamy in there. Very nice. It's pumping steam out here, maybe hard to see, but if I swing the camera, you can see it's a success. There's a chair there disappearing in the steam. So, very nice steam room. Alright folks, I think I can say I've succeeded. With the new boiler that pumps in so much steam, even just with a little bit of gas underneath the boiler itself, the steam keeps coming in, and if I stand up it gets really hot up here. So I literally got to sit down just to handle it all, but it's good. I'll probably work on getting some kind of system with herbs and so forth going as well, so I can be breathing in not only steam but a few herbs. Anyway, I'm super wrapped that this is working out good.